Your medicinal chemist. Today's topic of choice is soy protein. In the background I can hear all the bodybuilders cringing. Now, soy protein has gotten positive and negative raps over the last couple of years. Some people think it's amazing, other people think that they'll develop more feminine characteristics. So it's my job today is to give you an unbiased look about soy protein and what it can do for you. So let's get started. What is soy protein? So basically, soy protein is a plant-derived protein which is derived from soybeans. Protein as such are extremely important for your body, as I'm sure you know. They help with muscle development and in most instances contribute to thousands and thousands of reactions in your body to help with your overall health. Now, protein in a simple form is made up of building blocks, as you can see here. Each building block is like an amino acid which when stacked together will form a specific protein. Now the body needs 9 essential amino acids to function properly, and we can't get those amino acids unless we eat different types of foods. So for instance, red meats, chicken, fish, legumes, those types of things. In fact, the top 3 protein sources for you to consume and get those essential amino acids include, number 1, whey protein, which is essentially a protein derived from the byproducts of cheese. 2, egg protein. And 3, you guessed it, soy protein, which is a plant-based protein. So these are the ones that have the highest protein score, which means they're packed full of all the amino acids that you need. So you might be thinking to yourself, well, if soy protein sounds to be really good, it's got all these amino acids, why has it had such a negative rap? Well, there's 2 reasons. The first, it's plant-derived, which means that it actually contains phytoestrogens. And most people think that phytoestrogens have a similar impact in your body than estrogen. In fact, when most males get told you're taking soy protein, they run for the hills because of that very fact. But the fact is that soy protein with its phytoestrogens are actually weak. They're weak in terms of acting on the body. They're not as strong as estrogen, and in no cases have they been shown to significantly increase testosterone levels. In fact, in a recent study that was conducted with 15 independent analyses and 15 independent studies, they pulled together all the data, and what it showed was that there was no significant increase in testosterone level when people consumed soy protein. So that myth is dispelled. In addition, I would be personally more worried about consuming foods that are from plastic containers like so, whereas when you heat them up, the harmful estrogen-like compounds seep into your food and can have a detrimental effect on your health. So that's what I would be focused on. Now, there have been studies that have linked soy protein consumption in excessive amounts. I'm talking 5-10 times the recommended daily intake with prostate cancer and also breast cancer. However, anything in excess is bad for you, even water. So if you stick to the recommended daily intake of 30 to 60 grams of soy protein, you should be fine. Second of all, soy protein, 90 to 95% of soy protein is actually genetically modified. So they're called these things called genetically modified organisms, and I'll use the term GMO. And what that means is that the consumers put a gene in your soy, in the actual soy itself, in the soybean, which protects the soybean from harmful pesticides and toxic chemicals so that all the other weeds will be killed off when the farmers harvest it, so it makes it a lot easier for you. Now, when it comes to genetically modified organisms or GMOs, the jury is very, very much out. There have been some studies that linked fertility issues and other disorders when taking GMO products, in particular in rats. So I would recommend you tread very carefully when you're taking GMO products. So you might be saying, Dr. Dan, what you've just told me is that soy protein, amazing amino acid profile, but there's a lot of issues with it. Hang on a minute. There is the good types of soy protein, and that typically includes the non-GMO proteins. So things like natto beans. So from Osanaki in Japan, they have natto beans, which are fermented soybeans. They're non-GMO, they're rich in probiotics, and more importantly, they have this thing called vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 is like a taxi. It brings calcium from the blood and delivers it from the bones. So it helps reduce arterial calcification, which is the hardening of the arteries, and it increases your overall cardiac health. Now I can understand it's extremely expensive to get natto beans here, and it can be quite difficult to source. So for me, the best thing that I could suggest is taking a high quality, non-GMO soy protein product. And as a medicinal chemist, what I trust is USANA's Nutritional, as you can see here. So the Nutritional is fantastic if you've got, if you want to lose weight. It's low GI, so it's got complex carbohydrates, so it prevents those cravings when you want to eat. The best part about it is non-GMO, so it's not sourced from any genetically modified organisms that can cause you harm. And in addition to that, it's packed full of vitamins and minerals that you need for your overall health. So again, when it comes to your health, only the best will do, and what I trust is USANA's Nutritional. So just wrapping up, soy protein has its pros and cons, but if you get the right type of soy protein, one that's from a pharmaceutical grade and non-GMO, that's the right type to go with. If you have any question on today's topic, please go to Dr. Daniel Lombardo's YouTube channel or Facebook page, type away and I'll get back to you ASAP. Until next week, have a happy and healthy week.